Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a situation where everyone expects you to play by their rules? But deep down, you know those rules are tearing you apart? That gut-wrenching moment, when you realize the people who should love you the most are the ones making you feel invisible? These stories, pulled from the raw, unfiltered corners of social media, expose the messy human side of family, relationships, and personal boundaries. They're not just tales of conflict. They're a mirror reflecting the unspoken truths we all wrestle with. Buckle up, because I'm about to rewrite these narratives with a sharper edge, diving into the emotional and logical undercurrents that make them hit hard. I'll break a few conventions, challenge your assumptions, and maybe even make you question what fair really means. Story 1. The teen who fled her father's house. Imagine being a 16-year-old girl, caught in the crossfire of a broken family. Your parents are divorced, and every holiday or school break, you're shipped off to your dad's house like a package nobody really wants to sign for. You love your mom, your stepdad, your siblings, your friends, the life you've built. But the court says you have to spend time with your dad, a man who feels more like a stranger than a parent. He's chill, sure, but you can't shake the feeling that he didn't fight for you the way he fights for his other kids, your half-siblings. They get him every day. You get him for the fun times, the vacations, the Instagram-worthy moments. It's not fair. Why should you leave your real home to play pretend family with people who don't even see you? This girl, let's call her Mia, feels this injustice in her bones. At her dad's house, she doesn't even have a bedroom. During spring break, she's relegated to the couch, while her stepmom suggests she bunk with her 8-year-old half-sister, who has a shiny new bunk bed. It's for you too, her stepmom says, but Mia knows better. That's her sister's room, not hers. She's just a guest, an afterthought. The resentment festers. She's got money saved up from birthdays and babysitting, her ticket to freedom. In a moment of defiance, she buys a plane ticket, sneaks out before dawn, and flies back to her mom's house, leaving only a note. No one knows until she's gone. Her dad is furious, madder than she's ever seen him. Her mom is disappointed, worried about the legal fallout. Online, people call her an idiot for violating a court order, for risking her mom's custody, for not just sucking it up and sleeping on that bunk bed. But here's the controversial hook. Was she really wrong? Or was she a teenager protecting her heart from a system that doesn't care about her feelings? The custody agreement treats her like property, not a person with agency. Mia's story taps into a universal truth. We all crave belonging, and when it's denied, we'll break rules to find it. Emotionally, Mia's rebellion is a cry for control in a world that's stripped it away. Logically, she weighed her options. Stay and feel like an outsider, or leave and face consequences, but reclaim her sense of self. Her decision wasn't perfect, but it was human. Cognitive biases like the status quo bias, where we cling to existing arrangements, make us quick to judge her. But what if the status quo is the real idiot here? Custody laws often prioritize parental rights over a child's emotional well-being. Mia's story challenges us to rethink what family means when love feels one-sided. Story 2. The gender reveal tantrum. Picture a gender reveal party, balloons and cake everywhere. Everyone waiting for that big moment. The confetti pops, it's pink. A girl. The room cheers, but one person doesn't. The father-to-be. He slumps in a corner, muttering angrily, visibly disappointed. His wife, the mother of this unborn daughter, is devastated. Her joy turns to shame as her husband's reaction sours the mood. Enter our narrator. Let's call her Sarah, the sister who can't stand by and watch this nonsense unfold. She confronts him, asking why he's so upset about his child's gender. His response: I wanted a son. Obviously, Sarah pushes back, calling out his tantrum, but he lashes out, calling her a creep and a stupid witch. The situation escalates until Sarah walks away, realizing she's not getting through. Later, her sister blames her for making things worse, saying the husband now refuses to raise a girl. Online commenters are split. Some call Sarah the idiot for meddling. Others say the husband's behavior is a red flag. Here's the twist. Sarah wasn't wrong to speak up, but she underestimated the power of shame. By confronting him publicly, she triggered his defensiveness, a classic reaction rooted in the cognitive bias of self-justification. People double down when their flaws are exposed. But let's flip the script. Why are we so quick to normalize gender disappointment? Why do we tiptoe around grown men throwing tantrums over something as fundamental as their child's existence? Emotionally, Sarah's story is about loyalty. To her sister, to fairness, to the unborn child who deserves better. Logically, she saw a problem and tried to fix it, but her approach lacked the nuance needed to navigate a volatile ego. The husband's reaction screams entitlement, a belief that his desires trump his wife's reality. This story hooks us because it exposes a cultural blind spot. Gender reveals often amplify outdated expectations, turning a celebration into a stage for selfishness. Sarah's confrontation, while messy, forces us to ask, when do we stay silent? And when do we call out toxic behavior, even if it backfires? Story 3. The boyfriend who won't pay rent now. Let's meet Jake, a guy in his late 20s who's ready to take the next step with his girlfriend Emily. She owns an apartment, a big achievement she's been paying off for a year. They decide to move in together, and Jake assumes it'll be into her place. But then a bombshell. Emily expects him to pay rent. Jake's outraged. In his mind, love shouldn't come with a price tag. If he owned the place, he wouldn't charge her. He suggests they move to a new apartment, split the rent, and she can rent out her place for profit. Emily refuses. She's poured her heart into her home and doesn't want strangers living there. The argument festers, and Jake wonders if he's the idiot for standing his ground. Online, the verdict is harsh. Jake's a freeloader, expecting to live rent-free while Emily pays the mortgage. But let's stir the pot. Is it really that simple? Jake's not entirely wrong to question the landlord-tenant dynamic in a romantic relationship. Love and money are a messy mix, and the expectation that he should pay without discussion feels like a business transaction, not a partnership. Yet, Emily's perspective is just as valid. She's not his mom, and her financial burden doesn't vanish because they're in love. This story hooks us because it taps into the loss aversion bias. Jake fears losing the romantic ideal of a free relationship, while Emily fears losing control of her hard-earned home. Emotionally, Jake's resistance is about fairness and pride. He doesn't want to feel like a tenant in his own relationship. Logically, Emily's request makes sense. Shared expenses are standard in cohabitation. The real issue is communication. Neither anticipated this conflict, exposing a gap in their expectations. This story challenges the fairy tale notion that love conquers all, forcing us to confront the gritty reality of merging lives and finances. What's the right answer? There isn't one, but the debate, love versus logic, keeps us hooked. Story 4. The sister who cut ties. Meet Lauren, a 26-year-old woman who's done with her younger sister, Ella. Their relationship was never great, but it's been a train wreck since childhood. Ella was the demanding one, always expecting Lauren to clean up her messes, take the blame, or bail her out. When Ella bullied a classmate and got ostracized, she begged Lauren to fix it. Lauren refused, tired of enabling her. Years later, Ella broke into Lauren's rented house, trashed it with her friends, and left Lauren to deal with an angry landlord. That was the final straw. Lauren cut contact, even ignoring their parents' pleas to reconcile. Now Ella's in trouble, jobless, with 2 kids and an absent ex. She's reaching out, claiming she wants to change, but Lauren's unmoved. Her family calls her heartless, saying blood is thicker than water. Online, most support Lauren, pointing out that her family's favoritism enabled Ella's behavior. Here's the provocative angle. Why do we fetishize family ties, even when they're toxic? Lauren's story flips the script on the family-first mantra, exposing how guilt and obligation can trap us in unhealthy dynamics. Emotionally, Lauren's detachment is self-preservation, a shield against years of manipulation. Logically, she's setting boundaries to protect her peace. The confirmation bias, where we seek validation for our choices, explains why her family clings to the idea that sisters must stick together. But Lauren's refusal to play along is a radical act of agency. This story resonates because it forces us to question, how much do we owe the people who hurt us, just because they're family? Story 5. The family who chose the ex. Finally, let's dive into Anna's story, a 27-year-old woman whose family is navigating the fallout of her brother's divorce. Her brother, 45, was married to her ex-sister-in-law Lisa for 10 years. Anna grew up with Lisa, considering her a sister. When the marriage ended due to her brother's emotional cheating, the family sided with Lisa, refusing to cut her out. They share kids, after all, and Anna's the godmother to one. Her brother's new girlfriend is lovely, But he's demanding the family stop inviting Lisa to events, claiming it's disrespectful. At Anna's birthday, he throws a fit when Lisa shows up. Anna stands firm. Lisa's family, and he doesn't get to dictate her guest list. Online, people back Anna, arguing her brother's choices don't erase Lisa's place in the family. But here's the bold take. Why do we assume exes have to vanish? Anna's story challenges the black and white view of divorce, where loyalty is a zero-sum game. The anchoring bias, where we fixate on initial loyalties, makes her brother expect the family to drop Lisa. But Anna's family is rewriting the rules, prioritizing bonds over convention. Emotionally, Anna's stance is about love and continuity, especially for the kids. Logically, her brother's discomfort doesn't outweigh years of connection with Lisa. This story hooks us because it defies the expected narrative of divorce, asking, can family transcend legal ties? Conclusion. The power of choice. These stories aren't just drama. They're a raw exploration of human connection, choice, and the courage to defy expectations. Mia fled to reclaim her sense of home. Sarah spoke up to protect her sister. Jake wrestled with love and money. Lauren chose herself over a toxic sister. Anna redefined family. Each faced judgment, but their actions reveal a deeper truth. We all navigate systems, legal, social, familial, that don't always serve us. By breaking rules, they expose the cracks in those systems, forcing us to question what we accept as normal. What's the takeaway? Life's messy, and fairness is a myth. But every choice you make, even the idiotic ones, is a chance to rewrite your story. So tell me, what rule would you break to protect your heart?